When a group of people falls into a thinking deadlock, there is always a figure who suddenly throws out a subversive viewpoint and breaks the silence with a series of rhetorical questions. What if we think the other way around? Is the premise itself wrong? Is there a third possibility? They are ENTPs, the most adept at tearing down, and most passionate about rebuilding in the MBTI personality spectrum, accounting for about 5% of the population. Their brains, which operate like perpetual motion machines, are filled with whimsical ideas. They enjoy the verbal sparring in debates, and are obsessed with weaving scattered inspirations into innovative solutions. From Socratic questioning to Musk-style cross-border subversion, ENTPs, with their attitude of doubting everything and ability to connect all things, carve out their own intellectual territory in the gap between rules and creativity. The core driving force of ENTPs is an infinite hunger for possibilities. As extraverted intuitive, nay dominant personalities, they have an innate sensitivity to the potential connections between things. When seeing an apple fall, some think of gravity. ENTPs will ask, what if gravity is the curvature of space-time? Is it possible that gravity does not exist in other dimensions? This thinking mode makes them natural conceptual architects, who can build bridges between seemingly unrelated fields, such as grafting the biological theory of evolution to marketing and proposing the brand gene mutation theory, analyzing interpersonal relationships with game theory, and summarizing the emotional Nash equilibrium model. Debate for ENTPs is not about convincing others, but a fitness exercise for the mind. They will deliberately take the opposite side, even if they agree with your viewpoint inwardly, and put forward devil's advocate style doubts. This kind of contradiction is not malicious, but their way of testing the strength of viewpoints. If your theory can't stand my refutation, how can it be called the truth? Many and Plike figures in history have this trait. Voltaire once said, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." Which is exactly the portrayal of this kind of thinking. What they care about is not winning or losing, but the sparks of thought collision during the debate. In social occasions, ENTPs have the attribute of a topic generator. They don't like trivial chats about daily life, but can talk endlessly about abstract topics, such as whether artificial intelligence should have legal personality, and whether vegetarianism is moral kidnapping. They can have in-depth conversations with strangers at the first meeting, because they can quickly catch the thinking hooks in each other's words. If you say you like traveling, they will ask, what do you think is the moment that best exposes human nature during travel? If you complain about the boredom of work, they will ask, if you were to design 3 subversive rules for this job, what would they be? The charm of ENTPs lies in intellectual charm. They appreciate intelligent opponents far more than obedience listeners, and the confrontation with NT personalities, especially NTPs and NTJs, can often spark wonderful sparks, just like 2 top chess players playing. Each step is full of hidden tricks, but this collision of ideas can sometimes be misunderstood as aggressiveness. When sensitive personalities such as NFPs express emotions, NTPs' habitual rational analysis have. You ever thought that this might be caused by cognitive bias? May be regarded as indifference. In fact, they just instinctively want to solve problems for each other with logic. ENTPs' career choices often follow the principle of interesting GT stable. The repetitive work from 9 to 5 will quickly consume their enthusiasm, while fields that require continuous innovation and coping with unexpected challenges, such as entrepreneurship, consulting, talk shows, scientific research, can make them like fish in water. They are natural holders of entrepreneurial thinking. Elon Musk, a recognized ENTP, has made cross-border breakthroughs in many fields, such as electric vehicles, space exploration, and brain-computer interfaces, which perfectly interprets this ability of running on different tracks at the same time. But ENTPs' excessive inspiration may also become a stumbling block. Minute enthusiasm is their common dilemma. When a new idea appears, They will immediately invest by enthusiasm, but when the initial exploration is completed and enters the boring execution stage, their attention will be attracted by the next more interesting project. This trait of strong initiator, weak finisher, makes them need to cooperate with J-type personalities, especially ECJs and ESJs, to make ideas land. Just like the relationship between a kite and a string, ENTPs are responsible for flying to the sky, and partners are responsible for anchoring the ground. In intimate relationships, ENTPs are eternal students. They desire to have in-depth ideological exchanges with their partners and regard spiritual resonance as the highest romance. The traditional model of you are responsible for making money to support the family, and I am responsible for being beautiful, has no attraction for them. Instead, they will be attracted by partners who can corner me in a debate, but their extreme emphasis on freedom may make partners with strong desire for control feel uneasy. ENTPs need comrades who watch the world side by side, not guards in the siege. People's misunderstanding of ENTPs often stems from the misreading of their desire to debate. Some people think they love to contradict and are obstinate, but in fact, the core of ENTPs is honesty to the truth. If your viewpoint can stand scrutiny, they will frankly accept or even appreciate it. If there are logical loopholes, they can't pretend to agree. This reason-first attitude seems out of place in emotional, priority social occasions, but it also makes them the most trustworthy truth partners when you need objective analysis rather than emotional comfort. ENTPs can always point out the core of the problem sharply. The growth task of ENTPs is to learn delayed gratification. When they can focus the energy of brainstorming and polish their ideas into finished products with executive power, they can often burst out the power to change the world, just like Jobs with obvious ENTP traits, who not only maintained the innovative intuition, like a reality distortion field, but also transformed ideas into products with extreme executive power, and finally realized the ideal of the intersection of technology and humanities. If you have an ENTP around you, you will find that they are like a book that can never be finished. There are new viewpoints on every page and reversals in every chapter. They may pour cold water on you when you are full of confidence, but they will also light up hope with a subversive idea when you are in a low ebb. The existence of ENTPs reminds us that the world is not a single-choice question with only black and white, but an open question full of infinite possibilities. In this era that needs innovation and courage, we may all need a little ENTP spirit. Dare to question, be willing to connect, and always look forward to the next possibility.